Welcome to Photoshop User TV, produced by Photoshop User Magazine and the National Association of Photoshop Professionals. And here are your hosts, the Photoshop guys, Dave Cross, Matt Kloskowski, and Scott Kelby.
This week's episode is brought to you in part by CDW. For hardware, software, gadgets, and more, CDW has the right technology right now. And iStock Photo, the world's preeminent collection of member-generated royalty-free images and digital art. Azo, makers of high-end monitors for creative and moving image professionals. On1 Software, developers of award-winning plugins that help you maximize the power of Photoshop.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another eco-friendly episode of Photoshop User TV, brought to you by the National Association of Photoshop Professionals, the people who bring you Photoshop User Magazine. Howdy, folks. Well, I'm Scott Kelby, and joining me, as always, the beautiful, the androgynous, the multi-breasted, the incontinent,
amphibious,
Matt Kloskowski.
Welcome back, everybody.
Well, it's been a week since our last show.
7 days.
It's been incredible. What an incredible week it's been. But hey, Dave Cross is not here this week. He's on vacation, and he's just kind of doing his Dave Crossy thing.
What does Dave Cross do on vacation?
I think he
Tim
sings.
Hortons.
He goes to Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
He sings the Canadian national anthem.
Definitely.
And he makes poutine.
Who doesn't?
Poutine. It's good for you. It's eco-friendly. Anyway, so Dave will be back next week or not. And no, he'll be back by next week. We have a big show planned for you. Of course, this is week 2 of our Gonzo holiday gift guide. So last week we shared a bunch of our favorite gear and stuff, and we'll be wrapping it up today. But bigger than that.
Big.
As big as that is, this is even bigger. Bert Monroy is here. We're very, very excited. He is absolutely a legend in our industry. He's a Photoshop Hall of Famer and just a brilliant artist. If you ever get a chance to see Bert's work, and go to bertmonroy.com and actually see it. But he's incredible. He's going to be giving us a quick little tip today and just hanging out with us on the set. And
all around nice guy, too.
Oh, he's a
Seriously,
wonderful guy.
Could not find a nicer person.
He's an absolute gentleman in every sense of the word. Just a wonderful, wonderful guy.
Yes.
We're very happy to be able to work with him. And he's our guest today.
Cool.
Because he's our guest.
That's what we do.
Be our guest. Put Matt's service to the test. Anyway, this is going downhill quickly.
It is.
This is the kind of thing where you go, hey, Matt.
Do you have a tutorial that can take this down even further?
Hey, before we get to Matt's tutorial, just want to mention that, Photoshop World is coming up.
Photoshop World is coming up.
And we've got a bunch of new stuff, of course. Every time we do Photoshop World, right, we've added new stuff. And it's coming up this April 2nd through 4th. We have pre-conferences on the 1st, right?
Yes.
You're teaching a pre-conference?
I'm teaching one on layers, and there's lots of other ones, but the whole thing is sign up now.
Yeah, because they sell out. We had like 11 of them, and 11 of them last time, and like 10 of them were sold out. There's like one left about a week beforehand.
Yeah.
And so anyway, if you want to go check it out, you can go to photoshopworld.com and get all the details. And I'm bringing back a kind of a hybrid session. A lot of people, I stopped doing my typography session. I did a class called The Lost Art of Typography. Then I did one called Designing with Type. And I've kind of created a hybrid, which is kind of the lost art of designing with type. So anyway, I got that.
The lost type?
Yep, the lost type. So that's coming up. But it's not going to stop us from Matt Kloskowski doing his tutorial.
Nope. Can't get any worse than
Matt,
this.
show us some blendy stuff.
I'm going to show you some eco-friendly
Blendy stuff.
And I'm going to do it to camera 2.
Hey, it's Eric Kuna.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric. What's up,
All
buddy?
right. So take a look here. I'm going to show you a cool way, differently.
Wow, I like the way you said that.
Don't you? To blend photos. So I'm going to show you a couple of different techniques here. So let's start off here. And the first thing I do is, you open a few photos. You can see I've got 3 open. And you kind of pick one for home base. What's going to be the photo that you're going to blend everything onto. And so in this image here, I think we'll use this guitar, and I'll take the sheet music here, and I'm just going to use my move tool and just kind of drag it over. And you see, drag it over, and you'll see a little outline there, and then drop it in. And that actually moves the whole photo over here on top of the guitar. So let's start over. I'm going to kind of move it over onto the left-hand side, and we're going to add a layer mask, because layer masks are really at the heart of doing blending. You've got to use a layer mask just because it makes the process much easier. So we'll go down to the bottom of the layers palette, and I'll click that little add layer mask icon. You'll see here it puts a mask next to the layer thumbnail. I'll show you the first technique. This one's really easy. We will take the gradient tool, and right now I'm going to start off with the mode at normal, and I'm going to use that black-white gradient. It's the third one from the left up here in the gradient picker. Okay? And all I'm going to do is just click somewhere on this layer and make sure you have the mask selected here. You want to make sure you click on that mask and just click somewhere on the layer. I'm just going to drag over to the left here, and you can see Photoshop blends this in. You can see it just blends it into the background. Now, what we want to do here is kind of take it a step further and change the blend mode here to darken. Now, if I change it to darken, watch what I can do. I can start to even drag my gradient in different ways, and it's not redoing the gradient. You saw before, if I left it at normal and I go ahead and I start to drag this, it redoes the gradient each time. Okay? But if I change it to darken, I'm able to kind of build on the gradient here. So I can kind of bring it in from the bottom a little bit, do the same thing from the top. So that's a real neat technique too, and I'm going to actually take one in a little further. There we go. And then you can always drop your opacity down. All right, so that's one way to blend. Another one is we'll take the other photo here and we'll drag this one in. And I'm going to put this one over onto the right-hand side. Let's add a layer mask to it. And this one's actually more powerful than the gradient, and just as easy, I think, is to take your brush tool and just select black as your foreground color. So the real easy way to do it is just hit D and then X. And that puts black as your foreground color. Take your brush tool here. I drop my opacity down about 70–80%, and you can just start to brush and brush it away. And you notice that you still see kind of an edge there. It's because I used that 80% opacity brush, so I can brush again, kind of just build up the effect. And if I go too far, just press the letter X, switch over to white, and then you can start to bring some of that back. Okay, so you get a whole lot of control because you use the brush tool, and you can pretty much just fade in and fade out wherever you want to. All right, now I'm going to undo for a second here, and let's get back to the point where we just added that last photo in. And let me show you one last way to blend in here. If I go to that layer, okay, and I go down to the layer styles, I'm going to choose blending options here. And this is something that you really can't do any other way. It's way beyond opacity, and it's these little blend if sliders down here. And I know we showed them to you on some other shows, but when you think about blending photos together, they come in really handy. So what I'm going to do here is take the top one, this layer. All right, what's this layer? It's the saxophone. It's the layer that we're working on here. And as I start to drag the slider, see how it just drops out part of the photo? All right. Drag it and it just drops it right out. Now, if I just drag the slider like this, it kind of gets really harsh. It just starts dropping out all the black areas of the photo because it's saying take all this away. But I'm going to move it over to the left. If I hold down Option on Mac or the Alt key on PC and I click on that slider, I can split it, and now I can start to gradually fade everything away. So it keeps some of the area and it fades some of the area away. It's a lot smoother of a technique. I'll hit OK. And then I can drop the opacity of that down as well. So you get a whole lot more flexibility when you do it that way. So that is 3 different ways that you can blend photos together using layers and layer masks and all that stuff.
That was beautiful, Matt. I cried.
Gonna bring a tear to your eye?
It does. Tear. Hey, everybody, stick around. We've got a lot more show for you. We've got our special guest, of course, in studio, Burt Monroy. Very honored to have him here today. Also, we've got part 2 of our Gonzo Holiday Gift Guide. We've got lots more unnecessary close-ups of Matt and a whole lot more, so stick around. Hey, don't forget, we have a new video guy, Juan. And we have a new name for him, Magic Juan.
Juan in a million?
He's Juan in a million. He's number 1. Anyway. Okay, now, we didn't replace the Scriv, though we wanted to. He's actually an addition to the Scriv and Eric and Tammy.
Well, Eric doesn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Camera 2.
Oh. No, Eric, you're good.
Yeah, Bob. We're gonna need some stuff. Lots of stuff, actually. I'm gonna need 6 notebooks, 3 printers, an office phone system, a wireless network, and software, of course.
Need a better way to work? Try the new Adobe Acrobat 8 Professional. Create, combine, and control Adobe PDF documents and collaborate with virtually anyone, anywhere. For the latest in Adobe software, we're there. CDW.
Hey, we are back. Scott Kelby here with Matt Kloskowski, and it's time for our part 2 of our Holiday Gonzo Gift Gear Guide. Okay, let's start it off with something from Matt. What do you got, Matty?
Mine is for anybody with a computer, a wireless keyboard and mouse. I use Logitech. For the Mac, they actually have one. It's the 530, and this is mainly for Mac. It's a keyboard and a mouse, and I have it because I absolutely cannot stand the Apple keyboard. I don't know why. I just can't stand it. I'm sorry. But it comes with the keyboard and mouse. Totally cool, totally affordable. $60 from Logitech. And they make the same package for a PC as well.
I don't know what to say. I love my Apple keyboard. So, yeah. So
I don't like it.
Don't get me one of those, okay?
I won't.
All right. Okay, so, hey, mine is this thing. Is a Last-A-Light diffusion panel. And what it is if you're outdoors, and light's coming in, you take the diffusion panel and you just hold it above. Oh, wait, maybe I should take it out. It's actually inside of here. Matt's looking at me like, dude. And it's small, but it does expand to do this. How you like that?
Yeah.
So basically what you do is you actually hold this between the sun and Matt, and it basically makes Matt look beautiful. But if you shoot outdoors, you shoot portraits or something, this is the greatest thing. It weighs nothing. It's about 60-something bucks. This is the one-stop tri-grip diffuser, and it's got a little handle on it, which I love, and it fits somehow back into this. Back into there. Shove it in there. Shove it back in there. All right, so that's mine. Love these things. You can also fire flash through these. I also fire flash, so absolutely.
All right. This one is back by popular demand. No, I did this last year, and I think it's kind of cool to bring something back because it's something I still use. This is the same bag I did on the show.
He loves this thing.
It's the same bag I did on the show last year, and we know that nobody would ever watch this show for a whole nother year, so it's all new to you. But seriously, it's my favorite bag. It is made by Tamrac, and it's the Expedition, and they make like 3 different sizes. This is the medium size. They make a size that's kind of like a little bit smaller, and then one's a little bit bigger. I love this bag. It's kind of just the perfect size. Fits everything inside of it. Great for traveling. $79.
Okay, if you don't like a backpack bag, and you know someone that needs a camera bag, I'll show you the one that I love. This is the one I love. This is the Low Pro Pro Mag 2 AW. Aww. Anyway, this is it. And I've been searching for a camera bag for years. I'm one of those guys that goes through camera bag after camera bag. I just couldn't find one. This one I love. It just does everything. It holds 3 lenses, and I'm talking about a 70-200, very big lens. 3 lenses it holds. It's got great compartments in the front. It's got lots of room inside. I'll kind of give you a quick look here. But it's got little compartments up front to hold all kinds of junk. I'm not even looking here. It's a mess because it's a messy camera bag. But it's not the camera bag. It's the guy that has the camera gear. Inside, it's full of all kinds of other really messy stuff, but it holds just absolutely a load. And it's tremendous. About $140. Absolutely love it. Swear by it. I finally found a camera bag I love.
My bag will kick your camera bag's butt.
With that thing?
Backpack. Yeah.
Oh, your backpack.
And now, for that creative person on your Christmas list, a subscription to Layers magazine. Seriously, I work for the company that publishes Layers magazine, so I get it for free. But before I worked for the company, or if I did not work for the company that publishes Layers magazine, I would buy it. Seriously, it's the magazine for everything Adobe. All the programs that Adobe produces, you're not going to find a magazine that's got it all in it. And the best thing about it, $30. So you get out pretty inexpensively there. If you're a NAP member, you get it for $20.
All right, I have a 2-parter here. First off, right at the top here is one of the most wonderful ball heads ever made. And the only other one that I think is as good as the other one that they make. This is from Really Right Stuff. All right, and it is their BH40 ball head. And it's just an amazing piece of equipment. It's just incredibly well built. It's so smooth. I mean, this is like just fantastic. I mean, seriously, the only other ball head that I really, really love is the BH55, its big brother. Now the BH55 is when you're shooting, 400 millimeter, 600 millimeter lenses. This is for everything else. I absolutely love it. Now, when I'm traveling, I use these two together because I have the BH55. I have this going with my Gitzo Traveler tripod here. The actual number is the GT154OT. Says it right on the thing, but it's just called the Traveler, and this is the lightest tripod in the world. Feel this thing. No, it feels like
it's deceptively light.
Yeah, it's carbon fiber. It's incredibly light, and this is a great travel tripod. Really, really great. Love it. And neither one of these is very cheap. No. This is expensive stuff. This is for when you're giving it to somebody you love. So you're buying this for your wife, or you're buying this for Matt. Or Matt's wife. $345 for the ball head. The tripod is in the $400 range. So it's a $300 to $400 range. So the whole thing together is about $700, $800 worth of tripod. But by gosh, it's light. Now, hey, if you want the best stuff, it's the best.
You know what? And I'll add to it. I have the BH55. I just got it this year, and I used it on my Arizona workshop for the first time. I was like a kid on Christmas. Everybody in that workshop knows that I ran around. I'm like, I love this thing.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's awesome. So.
All right, and these are expensive enough that you have to have somebody buy it for you. I had my wife buy me these for Father's Day because.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Cool. All right, my last one here. It's actually very.
I got more stuff on it.
Very, very simple, but it's one of those little things. It's a sleeve. It's by Radtech. And it's for your computer, so it's for anybody, designer, photographer, no matter what. And it's a sleeve, and your laptop fits right into it. And they also make these covers that go over your keyboard. And I had this happen to me where you get the stuff from your fingers gets on your keyboard, and you shut your monitor, your case lid, and when it's in your bag, it kind of gets pressed together, and then it transfers all those oils and everything onto the screen, and you see it on your screen. And it happened to me, and I swore that my next laptop, I was not going to let it happen to me again. So I got a nice little case and a nice little sheet for it from Radtech, and they run probably about $30, $40 for it. So
sweet.
And that is it for me.
All right. Hey, I got two for you. Number one, if you want to spend about $20, in other words, this is somebody you don't care very much about, like Matt. No, if you want to spend about $20, okay, I did a book called the Digital Photography Book, and I wrote a brand new volume 2. Now, this is not an update of the old book. It is a brand new book. Here it is right here. This is it right here, and oh, thank you. Anyway, I had a lot of people asking me the question: can you pick up where the other one left off? Can you do off-camera flash? Can you do studio photography, building a studio from scratch, and more wedding tips, more outdoor tips? So it's more of the same. It's just a whole second volume, and it's on press now. It'll be coming out very, very shortly. It'll be in time for the holidays, just depending on what holiday you you celebrate. Hey, watch. Let's give it a toss.
Okay.
Anyway, you can pre-order and be among the first to get yours at either BarnesandNoble.com, Amazon.com, 711.com, any .com, doesn't really matter. Gap.com, OldNavy.com, or your local bookstore. But anyway, that's brand new coming out. And all right, my final thing is we're going to have the Scriv here. You always hear us talking about the Scriv. This is our producer and editor and cool guy, Scriv. Hi, Scriv. That's camera 2 over there, by the way.
I'll concur with you on this gift as well.
Yeah, this is the Scriv. And Scriv is rolling in something that I've really, really fallen in love with in this past year, and I've kind of become just an evangelist for it. This is the Westcott TD5 Spider Light. And what's cool about this light is it is not a strobe. It is a fluorescent continuous light. So you want to flick it on there? Look how beautiful Matt looks in this light.
Don't I? Don't you just want to jump right out and take a picture?
Don't you just want to jump out and kiss him?
Yeah.
Sure you do. Anyway, but what I love about these lights are they're ice cold. You don't feel any heat from them because they're fluorescent. They're daylight balanced. They are just perfect for doing portraits, for doing product shots and things like that. And we use them for everything in here. Because what you see is what you get.
I said it with you.
Okay, because what you see is what you get. Honestly, it's like cheating. So if you ever wanted to kind of dip your foot in the pool of studio lighting, you're like, I'm not sure I want to do the strobes and the flash syncing and the wireless connection. These are just incredible. Yeah. Now you can buy a whole kit. Now, not the stand that you see on there. That stand is as an Avenger C stand, so that's more. But if you want to get basically B&H has a kit. It's one light, a stand, a softbox. The softbox is a little smaller than this one, but it's a whole kit. It's in like the 600, and let me tell you what, it's the 600 and something range. I have it written here somewhere. 600 and something is the price. I think the price is 600 and something. I'll have it for you here. I'm trying to take as long as possible. $603. Ooh, I'm glad. So now I also have a kit that they put together for me because I use these on my Lightroom tour. So they also have a kit called the Scott Kelby Studio Kit, and it has 2 of these lights and stands and a pop-up illuminator backdrop and the whole 9 yards. The whole kit is around, I believe, $1,000, $1,098. So you can go check those out at bnhphoto.com. They've got those there. Just search for Scott Kelby or Westcott Spotted Lights. You'll find it.
You just made me think of something that I wish I brought here.
What's that?
That is the illuminator background. That is a kick butt gift.
That was on last
somebody.
year. That was on our show last year. Last year, it is. You saw the Last-A-Light little disc. This thing's bigger, and you pop it up, and it creates a black or white background. We all have one. I've got one. Bought one.
It comes with a stand.
We have one here in the studio, and it's an instant background anywhere you want to go. So if you're doing any kind of location thing, or you even just want to shoot at your house, you can turn that off, Screw.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. That's the Screw, everybody. Say bye, Screw.
It's that background. It's like under 200. It's like 150 to.
Oh yeah, it's not very.
It's a great background.
But here's the tip with that thing: get the stand that it comes with
Got
it.
to.
They have an accessory stand. Like when you buy it, you get it, and you have this big disc, and you go, now what do I do? If you don't get the accessory stand, you just go back to B&H and order it because you're going to have the stand.
Yeah.
All right. So that was that. Let's see. Oh. One last thing. So I did my second annual Gonzo Holiday Gear Guide in Layers Magazine, so you can pick this up on newsstands nationwide, or you can go read it online at layersmagazine.com. It's some of this stuff and other stuff, but the links and the prices and descriptions of everything that we showed on today's show will be on our website at PHOTOSHOPuserTV.com. All right. Hey, we're going to take a short break. Stick around. We've got a lot more. We've got contest time. We've got more stuff. We've got one for the road tip and other stuff.
Burt Monroy. Burt Monroy's coming.
And a special guest, Burt Monroy. I wish we taped these shows in order so I'd really know what's going next. Burt is here next. Right here. Burt, live.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie Cross again with the news for you today. First off, Alien Skin Software has announced the release of Image Doctor 2, the new version of its software that includes 5 plugin filters for photo restoration, retouching, and repair. And next, the Adobe Design Achievement Awards are now open to all students. Over $60,000 in prizes will be awarded in New York City in 12 categories. Deadlines for entry is May 2nd, 2008. Check it out today. And now for Photoshop on the Road. The Seminar Tour is winding up for 2007 with only 2 dates still to come. Burt Monroy takes a creativity tour to Dallas on December 12th and the Illustrator Tour to LA on December 19th. I'm Stephanie Cross, and I'll see you sometime in the near future.
This podcast is brought to you by Audible.com, the internet's leading provider of spoken word entertainment. Get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today.
All right, well, here I am with the man himself, Burt Monroy.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Check it out, Burt's on our show. Look, we've got somebody really big on our show. It's really great.
Really? I'm not that big.
No, I don't mean like that kind of big.
Okay.
I mean, you know, like big Burt. Okay. Anyway, hey, we're really excited to have you here.
It's fun to be
And
here.
you've got your own show. He's got a tremendous podcast.
Yeah, it comes out every Monday. It's actually an offshoot from the old Tech TV days. After Tech TV went away, I did that show for 3.5 years. And they were going to give me my own show, and then they formed a whole new company, Revision 3, and that's where the show is.
So go check it out, pixelperfect.com, right?
No, it's actually revision3.com.
Yeah, it's got
/Pixel
Perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, you'll have the link, of course, on Photoshop User TV because we can never remember the right links. You ever wonder why we put them on the website?
That's
why, because we can't remember. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so you've also got a new book coming out, right?
Yeah,
you're working on it now.
It's going to come out on at Photoshop World.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What a great launch place for a book. I
perfect
love
place.
that.
Yes,
I love it.
yes. Yeah, I've been working on it for quite a while. Actually, quite a while. It changed direction completely a few months ago, so I had it done. So I had to start from scratch. But the cool thing is that they're going to get 2 books in one. because everything I did a few months ago is going to be available free as a download once they register the book that they buy.
Sweet. Very nice.
So 2 books for the price of 1.
You're smart, that guy. I like this guy, this Monroy guy.
It's smarter that way. They don't have that many pages. They have that many pages, and then the rest you can download yourself.
Sweet.
Yep.
But you know, we didn't just come here to talk about books and podcasts and silly stuff.
Oh, I was having so much fun with that.
I know, but here's the thing, Bert. You know, if you come by here, you got to teach us some stuff.
I got to do something.
All right, what do you got?
But you wanted me to do something, so you know, I thought, what can I do for you? And I remembered something that I did a long time ago that blew you away, and you still talk about it many times. I'm going to do an electric guitar.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to do a little twist to it, okay? A little twist because, well, you'll see. First, we got here a nice blank screen, and with my trusty pen tool, which I love to do, I'm going to go in here and create a little guitar. So I'm going to go in here and just create a little path and just start creating the little shape of my guitar. Goes in like this, and it comes down, and goes around down here, gets this big bottom part, and up here like so, and goes around and comes up.
Yeah, that's just the way I draw a path, just like that.
Right in there, and we'll just close it off right like that.
Yeah.
So there we got this guitar, right? Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to do a little rotate on it. I'm just going to rotate it over like that, and bring it over to this edge right about here. Maybe rotate a little more. Okay, so it's going to be a little different from that first time you saw it. Now way over here, I'm going to draw the little peg thing, whatever that thing is. What do you call that? Oh, the
technical term is the peg thing.
The peg thing, there you go, the little peg thing, which I'm going to draw this little shape up here like so, and right up to there, and close it off. Now I got these 2 paths. So I'm going to get a nice color here. Let's get a nice bright red. All right, and I'm going to go to my path, and I'm going to turn it off for now, because what I'm going to do is in my, my background here, I'm going to invert it. Okay? And I'm going to create a layer, and I'm going to put my guitar in that layer. So I'm going to go to the path, and I got that nice red, and I'm going to get a paintbrush here, nice size. Let's make sure that we have a nice solid brush. So I'm going to make it solid, got a nice hardness up there, so I'm going to get a nice even line, right? So now that I have that, and I make sure I'm in that right layer, yep, so I take my path and I go ahead and stroke it, okay? So now, I'm going to go into that path, and I'm going to go in here and give it a nice little bevel and emboss. Right off the bat, I'll give it a little bevel and emboss. Make that white much brighter, and I don't need a shadow underneath. I don't want a shadow there, so I'm going to change that black to a nice orange instead. Nice orange like that. Click OK. Now it disappeared because being a shadow, it's set to multiply. So I'm going to just change the mode to screen, that of a glow. So I got this nice orange glow along there. And I'm also going to give it a little outer glow as well, which I'll make that a little bigger. Right? Just like that. So we'll click OK on that. And then in another layer right here, I'm going to go ahead and create another little path that goes way up to here and down there and way over to here and close it off. And we'll change the color to a nice yellow. Okay, so we got this yellow. Get my pen tool again in that new path. I'll go in there and go ahead and say, take that new path and stroke that one. So now we got this yellow going on. And in the layers, I'm just going to copy the effects right onto that one so we have the same glows and stuff going on there. So now I want to take this a little step further.
Okay.
Now, my wife has been saying a lot of things about reflections. She loves reflections. Apple's using a lot of reflections. And to me, reflections have become the new drop shadow. Remember a few years ago, drop shadow, everybody was doing it. Now there's all these reflections coming on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and merge it down. I'm going to take these 2. All right, these 2, I'm turning off my background. I'm going to merge them together. So I'm going to say merge visible. They become one layer, right? And then I'm going to duplicate that layer. And I'm going to take the one in back. And the one in back, I'm going to do a little flip vertical on it and bring it down right directly below, right down here. And take the one on top and bring it up a little so it becomes this nice little reflection down there. Now, not just a reflection, it is a reflection down here. There it is. So I'm going to bring down the opacity for it. So it just becomes a little hint of a reflection, and I have to give it a little layer mask because you need it to fade away.
Right.
That's the way to handle all these. So with a little gradient here, with my gradient tool, I'm going to throw a little gradient down there, so it's going to kind of just soften up.
Yeah, that's the way Apple does theirs.
Right.
Very nice.
But this is a neon. Apple's got all those people's faces, right? This is a neon. It's bright. So in a layer right back here, I'm going to hold down my Command key, control on a PC, of course, so that when I create a new layer, it creates it behind the currently selected layer, as opposed to automatically creating it above. And here, because this is a neon, I'm going to draw a nice long ellipse right here from the middle, right in there like that. And I'm going to pick up that red that we have right in there, and in that layer, I'm going to go ahead and fill that with that red. See, there's that red, which I'm going to go ahead and blur it a little bit, give a little Gaussian blur just to soften that up, just a touch like that, so it becomes just a little halo there, and bring down the opacity just a touch. So there you see that we have this nice little electric neon guitar with a little reflection underneath, and that's all it is.
Very sweet. I could have done that. I can't draw anything. I couldn't draw that path for $500. You make it look so easy. That's why I don't like you.
Ah, well, what are you going to do?
Anyway, hey, man, thank you for being on the show.
It's
Thanks
always
for
a pleasure
sharing that
to
with
be
us.
here.
Very, very cool stuff. And we will see you at Photoshop World, of course.
Yes, you will. Yes.
And you're out on the road with the Creativity Tour. You've been all over the country this year.
Yeah, I've, well, since July, I've done 15 cities. I got 2 more coming up in December. I got Dallas and LA, though LA is my Illustrator tour, where I'll be doing all kinds of stuff with a pen tool.
Sweet. All right, man. Well, thanks again for being here.
Great.
And back to the show. We are back. Scott Kelby here with Matt Kloskowski.
Hey, Scott.
Hi, Matt. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Not bad. Hey, we've got contest time, right? We got contest thing
It is
going?
contest time. I guess that means I'm up.
You are up.
All right, so last week's question was, where would you find the option for wet edges? All right, where you'd find that is in the brush palette. So if you just went to window down to brushes, and you look along the left-hand side, you'll see a little checkbox for wet edges. So whoever answered that question correctly, this person won. Congratulations to this person.
All right, and I bet you have another question, don't you, Matt? One of those hard, possible to answer questions.
I do, but prizes first.
Prizes first.
First, we have a copy of Scott Kelby's 7-point system for Adobe Photoshop. Great book, tearing up the charts on Amazon, much needed in the industry. And then we have a subscription, a NAP membership, a 1-year NAP membership to the NAPP. And if you're already a member, then we will extend your membership by 1 year. So you get Photoshop User Magazine, access to the member website, discounts, fun stuff, and all that.
And a subscription to Layers Magazine, the how-to magazine for everything Adobe. And by everything, I mean everything. Pictures of their building, pictures of their website. No, it's got all kinds of stuff, Illustrator, blah, blah, blah.
Stuff?
Dreamweaver, other stuff.
All right.
You get all of that and more. And by more, I mean nothing else. That's it.
I got a hard question for you this time. If you go into the Edit menu and you go down to Fill, you'll see that there's a little keyboard shortcut next to Fill that shows you, basically how to open up the Fill dialog with that keyboard shortcut. But there is another keyboard
this is
shortcut
good. This is good.
that is not listed in that menu. So tell us what that keyboard shortcut is, and you too.
Yeah, we gotta start having some harder ones. We were sending some softball ones out there.
This one's not
That's
easy.
a good one. That's a very good one. Dude, right here.
Hey, thanks, man.
All right,
Props.
it's good. All right. Hey, so we got a tip coming up for you, a little one for the road. But before we do that, we're going to leave you with a couple of things to do between this week's show and next week's show. And we have a special theme for the first time ever, Matt and I, because Dave's not here, we can kind of do what we want. We came up with a special theme.
He keeps us from doing themes.
Dave does. He said, no themes.
Theme Nazi.
We have a theme. Our theme is internet radio shows.
Yes.
Right? All right, so we've got 3 great ones. The first is the Digital Photography Show. It's a terrific show, and you can catch it each week. And you can find it, of course, the digitalphotographyshow.com. Great show. If you're into digital photography, a couple of great hosts, good show. I've been a guest on there a number of times. I love it.
I've listened to it many times.
Great show.
The other one is Sean King's Your Mac Life, and as you can guess by the name of it, it's about lots of Mac stuff. And Sean, I can attest to, he gets out there and he hustles, man. He
does, man.
Everybody he possibly can on that show, and he does a great job of it. So check it out.
Everybody loves Sean. That's why he gets everybody on there.
He's got a great personality.
Great guy,
so
really
he's
great guy.
good at it.
And he's perfect for radio. I mean, he's just got that booming radio voice. And,
He does.
I mean, he's like, when you talk to Sean, you feel like you're on big time radio. It's Sean. All righty. So, hey, also, speaking of big time radio, Inside Digital Photo, go check it out. That's another tremendous show. It's kind of more of a new one, a little bit of a newer one, but it's very, very popular already. And so go check it out, InsideDigitalPhoto.com. Another cool radio show.
Yes.
Well,
and that
Matt,
brings us to that time in the show that we just can't quite end it.
right, because we've got to leave you with one more thing. Now, I got to tell you about this. I'm doing a one for the road for you. And the one for the road I'm doing, it's not really a tip. It is a tip if you don't know it, but it's kind of, how do I put this? it's something that a lot of people don't realize is in Photoshop, but it's been there since like Photoshop 5.5. Now Adobe's enhanced it a little bit over the years and stuff, and it's gotten a lot better, but it's just one of those things that when I show it to a crowd of people, you always hear like a, ooh.
I have a name for it.
What is it?
It's a revelation.
It's a revelation. Oh, what a revelation. Sorry.
One
in a million. Okay, here we go.
It's Juan.
So what it is, here's a picture of Bert. I tell you, Bert was here, right? So I had to shoot a photo of him. So I got a little portrait of Bert here. And let's say that I want to share this with other people. And I want to put like Bert wallet size, Bert 5x7s, Bert 4x6s, Bert everywhere. There's actually a automated thing inside Photoshop that will build basically that little one sheet with multiple sizes on it. It's called Picture Package. You find it under the File menu, under Automate, and it's right here, Picture Package. And it brings up this kind of little window here, and you can choose from all these different little layouts. So here's one 5x7, a couple of 2.5 by 3.5s, and a couple of little tiny ones. And there's all these different ones. I mean, they're really pretty nice, and they're all. And you can choose different page sizes too if you want. You can get some really big stuff here, but we'll stick with the 8x10 for now. And just all these different little layouts that just work great, and it does all the work for you. When you find one you like, oh, by the way, before you said, you can also add all kinds of little custom text and your file names and copyright and all that information down here. And you can also create your own custom ones down here. You can hit Edit Layout and create custom ones. We're just going to hit OK, and it does its thing really fast.
That was a good.
Thank you. That was a big target. And that's what it builds right there, a little page ready to print out with all of these images up and ready to go.
Cool.
That's my one for the road for this.
Revelation.
It's one for the road.
Whoa.
Whoa. All right.
We might have to have him on the show to do
We might have to have him to do one for the road. If only he knew Photoshop. It would be like a Final Cut Pro tip or something like that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching again. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and thanks to just everybody, just everyone everywhere for doing anything.
Thanks to the people that make all the cool stuff that we put on our
all the Gonzo stuff. Because honestly, that's a lot of the fun of this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks so much for watching. On behalf of myself and this man right here, Matt Galaskowski, a man of few words, but clear gestures. We'll see you guys next week, or not, right here at Photoshop User TV. See ya.
Everybody dance now. Do, 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 do.
And that's our clue.